Tarrytown, and why the end is in sight for the old Tappan Zee. This now haggard bridge, whose 3-mile glide over the brisk, choppy waters of the Hudson River north of New York City thrilled children seeing the bridge for the first time in the mid-1950s, and at its peak did the brute work of carrying almost 140,000 cars a day, is growing thinner, shorter and more fragile. Having lost its reason for being when traffic was shifted to one of two cockily stylish twin replacement spans, its steel and concrete sections are being picked apart by crews of iron workers and shipped off for use in other bridges and highways like kidneys and livers destined for organ transplants. It is no longer even a bridge, its two ends having been lopped off, leaving immense voids that extend from each bank of the Hudson. The fact that it is now stranded in the water openly declares that after 62 years the bridge's time is up. The Tappan Zee is being supplanted by what has formerly been christened the Gov. Mario M. Cuomo Bridge, named after the father of the current governor, Andrew M. Cuomo, who jump-started the long-delayed, $4 billion project in 2013. The first new span started carrying 8 lanes of two-way traffic in October between Westchester and Rockland counties. But traffic will be scaled down to 4 Rockland-bound lanes once the second Westchester-bound span is completed, which is supposed to occur in June. Both spans will then have wide shoulders to accommodate broken-down vehicles and eventually a pedestrian and bike path. The operative verb for breaking up the old Tappan Zee is dismantle, not demolish. Demolish, with its connotations of a thunderous explosion, is what happened to the old Kosciuszko Bridge in New York City when its steel ramps went down in puffs of gray smoke in a carefully controlled detonation. But the Kosciuszko hopped over the rather narrow and stagnant Newtown Creek, while the Tappan Zee stretches over a pulsing, vital river prized by both ships and aquatic life. To conform with state environmental regulations, any debris or concrete, steel and wood projectiles must be cleaned out down to the mud line of the riverbed to allow fish and other species to feed and spawn. So the old Tappan Zee cannot be blown up but instead must be disassembled piece by piece like a delicate pile of pickup sticks. The sheer volume of salvage material, 300 to 1,000 tons of concrete, 46,790 tons of steel, 13,192 timber piles, 196 piers or columns and more than 2,000 precast deck panels has to be moved somewhere else. Finding places that will accept all that salvage has been daunting, said Bob Kick, the construction manager for Tappan Zee Constructors, the consortium hired to build the bridge. Imagine returning a Christmas gift and trying to jam it into a box, he said. It's much easier getting the gift out of the box when it's new. The dismantling has involved what the officials called reverse engineering of the bridge's construction, and before it started engineers spent months poring over shop-worn blueprints of the bridge. We've had to study the entire life cycle of this living, breathing organism to make sure we account for current construction conditions of the bridge, said Blake Yaffe, Tappan Zee Constructors demolition manager.